This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Sunday afternoon basketball, Melbourne United hosting New Zealand. Melbourne, what a change they've had. No Daly, no Jack White. They lose JLA and they lose Ariel Huck-Porty in the pre-season. This is going to be a whole new squad. And on the other side of things, New Zealand, they actually get to play a normal basketball season. They get to live at home and they're going to travel across and face everyone in Australia. It's going to be tough for them. 3 new imports makes life tough. They're going to need at least 1 or 2 of them to pop and be playmakers for this squad. Watch out for Will McDowell-White. He could be one of the more improved players in the NBL this season. Enjoy the game, and if you're having a bet, gamble responsibly.
You know the score. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
It's Game 3 of Hungry Jack's tip-off opening round. And we're in Melbourne for the first doubleheader. And it's United taking on the Breaker. After losing in the semifinals last season, CG43 is back and looking for revenge.
Golding, yes!
Human highlight machine Ray John Tucker joins the new look United as they look to jumpstart their road to redemption. Standing in their way is Will McDowell-White, who aims to cement himself as a superstar of the competition.
Beautiful to watch!
And next star French phenom Rayon Rupert. Then over the Nullarbor we go to the Wild West. And it's the Wildcats taking on the Bullets. The Wildcats will look to restart where 35 years of playoff tradition ended in one last-second missed shot.
Ross Cotton, the unthinkable has happened!
Can new coach and NBL legend John Riley lead Perth back to the promised land? Standing in their way is Brisbane and the Big Bang. Welcome to the league, Aaron Baines. With NBA veteran Tyler Johnson joining Nathan Sobey in the backcourt.
And up he goes!
These Bullets have only eyes for the title. Then, on Monday night, the Jet Jumpers host the Taipans, where the Ant Army awaits. But these Taipans are hungry for success. Led by electrifying star Tajir McCall, NBL Rookie of the Year Bull Quall, and most improved player, Keanu Pinder. These young Taipans are ready to strike. Welcome to NBL23, where unrivaled awaits.
Hello and welcome to John Cain Arena. It is all happening in the precinct at the moment. The Melbourne Marathon has been run and won, but the race for the NBL Championship for these 2 teams behind me is about to take place. Melbourne United and the New Zealand Breakers. The fans are steaming in at the moment. The roof is going to blow off this joint. I could barely hear you talking before next to me, Bernard Copeland. How excited are you for this?
8,000 screaming fans. I'm excited to be here, Felix. Look how great it looks inside.
It's unbelievable. Let's get to these teams right now because Melbourne United losing 4 starters from what was a pretty good season last year, but they're hoping that it's going to be addition by subtraction with Ray John Tucker, who Leonard, I've been told, is one of the most athletic imports to ever join this league.
Well, he's very athletic, but I've heard of guys like Leon Trimmingham, Bennett Davison. Those guys are really athletic. We can't wait to see what he can do, though. I'm excited to see him.
Well, I'll tell you what, I like a man who can walk the walk, but right now he's talking the talk with his quote during the week. I'm the best import. No other new NBL import checks off as many boxes.
And that's a great thing. I mean, you got to have confidence when you come into another country. Good on him. I hope he plays well. He's going to need to play well when you lose 4 starters from last year.
If you're going to talk like that, you're going to need to play well. But someone who also needs to walk the walk for the New Zealand Breakers is Will McDowell-White. He's been handed the keys to this franchise. Is he going to be able to live up to it?
He can. Look, he's a quiet achiever. I had some time with him in Sydney. He was fantastic. I think he can do it. I mean, he's a sneaky athlete, can shoot the ball well, very quiet, but he can get the job done.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's always on triple-double watch. Do you trust that he's going to be able to take the keys for New Zealand?
I do. I really do. I think he's smart. He's athletic. He runs the floor well. He can run a team. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's see what he can do.
Well, I'll tell you what, we love Aussie talent, and we hope this is the breakout year for Will McDowell-White. But we're about to tip off here. Time to throw upstairs to Peter Hooley, Corey Homicide, and of course, Jack Heverin.
Thank you very much, Felix. Well done to you, well done to Copes. Great to be with you for Sunday Hoops here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. We're just moments away from Hungry Jacks tip-off. Corey Homicide Williams, 2010 MVP, and Peter Hooley, 2018 NBL champion, alongside me. a very, very different looking Melbourne United lineup we're about to see on their home floor.
Well, it is, and it's good to be here because this is an interesting game. I think both these teams come in with a lot of question marks, and we're going to find out a lot about it as we see the starting fives, thanks to champion Rattan Mays coming over from the Hawks. Now, he's going to be in this starting role. Will that be the case when Shaylee comes back in? We'll talk about that. CG43, Rajon Tucker, as the boys mentioned, he's going to be an excitement machine. Isaac Humphries, a lot is going to be asked of him. Can he deliver over the course of a season? 28 games? We'll find out.
And Corey, for the New Zealand Breakers, as we take a look at their champion starting lineup as well, some different faces in there. There's been a series of changes to their team and also their coach.
Oh, definitely. Coach Marty Mayor has his first time debuting in the NBL as a head coach. Wish him the best. And, you know, just remember, 2 years ago, this team had it rough. Yeah, new faces and all of that, but at least they have now home games to look forward to for their fans. So real interesting to see how this lineup goes.
Sunday doubleheader, and Hungry Jack's tip-off just about ready. Melbourne control the tip via Isaac Humphries. And straight away they get into the action. Tucker, aggressive in his first move.
Tell you what, it's a very interesting lineup from the Breakers. We haven't seen it in the preseason. They're going small in the backcourt with Will McDowell and Brown, playing Jarrell Brantley at the three. Now, he's a strong two-way player. I think a lot of that is to try and get him to shut down Rajon Tucker, but Brown getting to the lane for a little floater, no good there. They're huge to start this one.
Melbourne have won their last 7 against New Zealand and 16 of their last 18 against the Breakers. And it's a new season, fresh slate for the Breakers, as Felix said, back playing a regular fixture, including their first home game next week. From the corner, knockdown is good from Xavier Rattan Mays.
I mean, defense playing real tight on Chris Golden, forcing him to get to the basket, draw some help, and hits XRM for a wide open corner look.
In their 2 wins of the Blitz, Pete, Xavier Rattan Mays averaged 16 points a game.
Hey, it's no surprise. The preseason game before that, before the Blitz even started, where they played the Bullets twice, he was extremely poor as Brantley has to beat the shot clock. He does there. That's going to be good for his confidence. He was a little inconsistent up in Darwin, but Rattan Mays got recruited and signed by Melbourne United to be a scorer, not a facilitator, which is why when Shaylee comes back, maybe he goes to these more likeable 6-man position and comes in and just hunts his shot. That's what they'll be looking for, but he can fill it up.
And he's very comfortable playing in this venue, that's for sure.
Nice look for Jordan Caroline from the corner, unsuccessful.
No, nothing there.
Brown aggressive with the left hand, lays it up.
Nice left hand take. Nice kick ahead pass by McDowell White.
New Zealand in front for the first time early. Courtesy of Barry Brown, 25-year-old out of Florida.
Look at Barry Brown guarding Chris Golding in the top of the corner. He is not letting him get any space whatsoever as Rattan Mays tries to keep hot. That's
Coach,
no good.
Listen, you know Coach Marty Mayor knows the key to Melbourne United early is not allowing Chris Goulden to get going early.
Lowe had the steal, but fires it back up top. Loose rebound falls to Tucker.
Fucking foul.
Yeah, even there, you see, Will McDowell White's going to be whistled for the foul. Barry Brown is the one who's most likely have to pick up that ball in transition from Tucker. You see him in the top of the screen. He runs straight to Chris Golding. Anytime the Melbourne United get the ball, he is going to live in Golding's pocket. Doesn't want to give him any space whatsoever.
I mean, that's what you want to do. Chris Golding's a world-class shooter, which we know, and an exceptional scorer. Can kill you anywhere across that half court. Your former teammate.
Had a great college career at Kansas, Barry Brown. Won Defensive Player of the Year in his senior year in the NCAA. Caroline trying to bang in on Rob Lowe. It's not an easy thing to do. He's a big man.
He's a really good touch too, Rob Lowe. Pretty good blitz. It was moving really well. There you go, right on cue.
And listen, that is a great play. Set up by Barry Brown Jr. Rob Lowe dives, gets him a easy right-hand finish.
He just looks in terrific shape. He's a bit inconsistent the last couple of years. We know what they went through, both on and off the floor. He's coming to this season in great nick, and there is the new head coach, Marty Mayor. And if you think...
We know his energy.
Well, that's what I'm about to say. If you think just because Dan Shamir's moved on that New Zealand sideline's going to get a breather, you got another thing coming. Marty Mayor will be up and down. You might need to get one of those heart rate monitors on him See how many kilometres he can patrol as well.
He'll get his steps up. There's no doubt about that. He'll get his 20,000 in for sure. Caroline, same spot. 0 from 2 from outside to start with.
So far, so good. New Zealand's defense holding up. Obviously, Melbourne United getting good looks. They're just not able to cash in.
Nice work by Derek Pardon. And then McDowell White to give New Zealand a second chance. Shot clock at 7. McDowell White with a hand in the face. That's long also. There's the athleticism of Tucker. Drags in that rebound. Melbourne decide against the 3 ball. Rattan Mays gets to his spot.
Another stop.
You can see what they're trying to do. When Ray John Tucker has the ball, they are just shrinking the floor, making someone else beat them, except for Chris Golding. Anyone else who's going to shoot the 3 right now, they're okay with that. Tucker, extreme athlete. He's still got some question marks about his outside shot. You're going to have to make him prove it. Barry Brown tries to tee one up.
And that's something with pardon me, Jack, but that's something we're going to keep an eye on as this game continues.
It's also no surprise that Dave Barlow is ready to check in, get some shooting, spacing the floor. And that's something that I think guys like Tajir McCall from Cairns last season found out. One of the most exciting players to watch in the competition, had a fantastic season. Had that question mark around his outside shot because teams just shrunk the floor in the NBL.
What a remarkable story Dave Barlow is as he checks back into the game, Pete. 38 years of age, had retired, hung the shoes up and said, that's it. Was it like 13 days later he was called back out of retirement?
I will cut him a little bit of slack because I spoke to him and the first question I asked was, when did you decide to hang up the boots? And his flat-out answer is Isaac Humphries. Great pass, great finish. He's moving well. Dave Barlow's first response was, I have not hung up the boots. I think he knew it was a strong possibility that he could be playing again as an injury replacement or even in that last spot that United had. So I think he was more settling for the fact that if it doesn't happen, so be it.
Leafa got it back, lucks of fortune, misses from underneath. His first outing as a New Zealand breaker. Formerly with the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, he knows this venue well.
And he's coming off 2 really good seasons for Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Decided to go back home to the Breakers.
I think it's a great signing. Bringing Jose Leafa back. And you talk about punch off the bench. He had that. He showed that at the Phoenix, but was unfortunately in that mix where Cam Glidden was there as well, Kai Laddenham when the Phoenix were at full strength, where he kind of had to pick his moments. Yes, he started a lot of games and became that defensive stopper. He can be more on the offensive end here, off the bench for the Breakers.
Brown from deep.
Big scorer. Known for his exceptional on-ball defense, but he definitely can fill it up on the defensive end, on the offensive end.
New Zealand lead by 5, and they've managed early to take the crowd out of it at John Cain Arena. Rattan Mays' pass was a little ambitious. Tom Vodanovic got a hand in the passing lane.
Wow, he's a brick wall. Barry Brown, he's arguing the point, but if you go through Dave Barlow's chest, you're probably going to come off second best.
As he did that possession.
And then he hurts them at the other end.
It's that experience. You give him a good look, he can knock it down, as he's done throughout his career.
Dave Barlow's first points of the season. Leafa found himself in trouble and travels.
That real good defense. What they did that time was push him to the sideline because less damage can be done. As we see Dave Barlow, 2 open, hand down, bucket.
And that's, again,
way too late of a closeout.
Again, give a lot of credit to Chris Golding there because he knows he's being fronted. So he just said, you know what, I'm going to screen my man Barry Brown into Dave Barlow's man, take out 2 guys, give my power forward and knockdown shooter a chance to get an open one. So that's good. He's going to have to try and make himself impact the game without the ball if they're going to guard him like that.
Subs for Melbourne United. David Aquera getting his first minutes, and there's a nice take. Doesn't go. Makiwatch Malawatch, I should say, sorry.
Nice floater. Gets the beautiful touch and bounce off the rim.
He's got 7 of their 12 points to start this game, Barry Brown Jr.
He's come out aggressive at both ends because let's not forget, he's done so far a really good job on the defensive end. He's also showing he can get his on the other side of the ball.
He's wide open here. Left unattended and goes bang.
Oh, and he let the arena know.
That's a quick timeout.
Oh, yeah. He ready. He is ready.
What I love about this is all three imports were recruited for their defense. Brantley, he's had an exceptional career. Pardon as well, and Barry Brown. And Mody Mayo says, look, I'm unlocking all three of your offensive potential, and we're seeing that right now from Barry Brown.
Outstanding start by Barry Brown. 15-8 lead to the New Zealand Breakers. We caught up with Barry Brown Jr. during the off-season, and he spoke about coming to the NBL and what he'd heard about the league before he signed on.
I knew of the NBL. I knew that it was a good league, and I knew a lot of guys were coming over here to kind of almost prove themselves, and kind of, I feel like the league was kind of a stepping stone to get guys to where they wanted to be, and kind of just, like I said, just show the world what they can do. So I think I'm here to win with my teammates, but also just kind of prove myself as well.
Barry Brown has 10, Melbourne have 8.
And it's very important, like exactly what he said. This league is now a grounds that's proven to show the world, if I can come here and do well, I can get a shot to the league, possibly EuroLeague. Either way, you're gonna get paid leaving here a whole lot of money if you can perform. And you get talent like this here. Because years ago, you couldn't get talent, just exceptional talent like we're having now in this league. And the depth of talent this year in the NBL is probably the deepest it's ever been.
Preach that. You're seeing it year in, year out. That jump to the NBA, it's not as far as people think. It's Ray John Tucker. His head down.
Cam Glidden, another former Southeast Melbourne player now with the Breakers. Has a good look for himself. Sure.
Speaking of Mody Mayo wanting to unlock the offensive potential of their new three imports, spoke to me up in Darwin and said with Cam Glidden, he's told him if he has time to shot fake, he has time to shoot. Do not shot fake, let that thing fly. That's what you've done well your whole career as Lockie Barker.
And Bogdanovich letting Barker know you're going to have to do way more than that to get off on me one-on-one.
You hear Dean Bickerman, he's not happy on the offensive end right now.
That's good defense right there.
Dean Bickerman, I've noticed, in the polo. Hasn't got the suit on.
No. Didn't go to the Chase Buford School of Blazers from last night, Corey. You loved that one.
I definitely loved it. It was nice.
The Dapper King was Cam Glidden. Well, just spoke about it. Doesn't need any time or space. When you're recruited over to another team after having an inconsistent 2 seasons and told to shoot basically any touch you get when you're on the floor, exactly the kind of confidence that he needs to get back to that form.
That's more like the Cam Glidden that we've come to know and love in the Hungry Jacks NBL. We haven't seen it for the last couple of seasons.
He averaged 4.5 points per game last year, and we spoke about how big of that log jam is after.
And let me tell y'all something right now, what we have not grown accustomed to seeing the last 2 seasons. Consistency on the defensive end by the New Zealand Breakers, like we're seeing in this first quarter.
They've scored the last 8 points in the game. Almost came up with another turnover. Tucker isolates low, deep 2. Aquera read it nicely off the rim.
He's done well on the offensive glass. Lockie Barker, team wide open. That's going to do his confidence a world of good. But give the credit to Aquera. He's all on the offensive glass trying to create those extra shots. And you can see mismatch. Ray John Tucker against the big fellas of the Breakers. They're just backing up. They're saying you're going to take any shot you get until you prove us that you're going to knock it down consistently.
Short stint for Lockie Barker.
I said it would feel good. I'm not sure how good it would feel if you knock it down.
No.
Go sit down. That's Dean Bickerman getting Chris Golding back into the game. Trying to get something flying on the offensive end.
Brantley lost the handle. Golding got a hand on it. Bogdanovich catch and shoot 3. Missed by a considerable margin. And Golding wraps around for Barlow.
Same spot, same result for Dave Barlow. Just the miscommunication from Jarrell Brantley. What a terror screen. Bogdanovich. Oh, here we go.
Return Mays off the backboard! Ray John Tucker flies!
Oh, we saw it eventuating. Return Mays looked backwards. He knew his highlight machine was coming. Here's the steal. Chris Golding says, I'll get rid of that. Ray John Tucker puts his head down, and the highlight was always coming.
Beautifully set off the glass. Showtime at John Cain Arena. But it started on the defensive end. That's where they have to get their energy from when their offense is stagnant.
8 points in 30 seconds, and Melbourne have cut the deficit to 4. Dean Vickerman having a chat to his group in the timeout right now, and it's a new group for Dean Vickerman. He spoke about the challenges of bringing a new team together from scratch.
With this group, we've kind of hit really quick culture hits. It's like we felt like we needed more of them, but we wanted not them to stretch out and be overbearing. So we've had 20-minute hits after practice a couple of days a week about our standards, how we go about it, what our trademark is, how we relate to our trademark, what it looks like on the floor. So yeah, it's going to be one that we feel like early in the year we're going to have to hit it pretty hard.
They finished the regular season last season, Pete, on top of the table. 20 wins and 8 losses. Lost the semi-final series to the Tasmania Jack Jumpers. And it's been a season, an off-season, I should say, a change for Melbourne.
Well, it has. I mean, Corey, you were very vocal on it in the off-season. Yes, you get 3 guys to go off to greener pastures and what their careers deserve, but you've got to bring in new people to get acclimated to the culture that they've done so well at building since they came into the league. It's hard to do, and there's still some question marks. Ariel Hook-Porty, we'll talk about that as the game goes on. I'm not so much concerned about that, because if Melbourne United need to make a move to help strengthen that position, I think they will. But the Shea Ili is one that we're going to have to touch on. Still out with concussion. He is a vital piece to the culture that Dean Vickerman's talking about.
Agreed.
Derek Pardon, the aggressive take upstairs.
And that is exactly when you are a big fella, catches the ball that close to the basket, how you supposed to go up. Good wraparound pass by McDowell White. And the next star, man, just look at his wingspan. The next star, Ryan Rupert. That wingspan got to be about 7'2".
I saw him tie his shoes without bending over.
Dude, he is a young, exceptional talent. Cannot wait for the rest of this league to see him. Because what I saw in preseason at the Blitz, if you did not watch, this young man is special.
When I caught up with Modi Mara after that first game when Ryan Rupert exploded at the Blitz and said how excited he was, he said, look, don't expect that every single time. That was kind of an anomaly. He works hard. And then he did it the next game and the game after that. Shot 10 of 16 from 3.
That's that wingspan.
All up and in there on Barlow. This pass inside, Aquera went upstairs, was held on the putback, and he'll get free throws.
Good pass by Barlow. Saw the young fella dive into the basket. Good defense, met him upstairs. He misses it, but he stays with it. He goes to the charity stripe for 2.
Very promising young Australian basketballer, David Aquera. 20 years of age. Spent some time with the Australian Boomers team in the 2022 Asia Cup qualifiers and the team that went on to win gold.
The young man has to be talented if he gets an opportunity at that young of an age.
Well, if you thought he was going to get the opportunity to slowly come into this season and perform, that's been ramped up with that injury to Hook-Porty. He's going to get plenty more minutes now, and they're going to rely on him to kind of have a breakout season.
Here is Rayon Rupert.
It's good on-ball defense. Good pressure on the young fella by Ray John Tucker.
He's not going to get an easy passage into the NBL the next start.
Oh, not at all.
People are well aware of his capabilities.
Probably didn't do himself any favours with that, playing so well at the Blitz. Everybody knows when you're coming in, you're going to be a target on your back. I want to see you prove it. He is super exciting.
Corey spoke about his length defensively. Has caused a big problem here for Rattan Mays, but he's got the solution.
Sure does. Tom Mays loves playing in this arena. It's a luxury for him that this is his home court.
Brantley at the buzzer. Can't bank it home. Great start to this one at John Cain Arena, and already some feeling between the Breakers and Melbourne United. Quarter time, New Zealand lead 22-20 in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Hey fans, this season with thanks to Latrobe Financial, we are giving away a guaranteed $50,000. And like these NBL legends, Wortho and Gibbo, you can be a Latrobe Financial legend. All you need to do is send in a clip of you making a half-court shot for your chance to win a semifinals opportunity to shoot from half court for $50,000. All thanks to Latrobe Financial. Head to the NBL website now to enter.
Welcome back. You're watching Sunday Hoops. A big thanks to Latrobe Financial. $50,000 guaranteed to give away. Go to nbl.com.au/legends. A busy Sunday afternoon in Melbourne. The Melbourne Marathon was run this morning. And now all eyes turn to John Cain Arena, where Melbourne United trail New Zealand 22-20. And Corey, the Breakers dialed up the defensive pressure early on.
Yeah, they sure did. Especially Barry Brown Jr. on the offensive end. He's done a really good job so far on Chris Golden. Can he continue? Yes, he can.
That's
12 points. He's all business so far in this one.
That's tough, fading away with the right hand.
Tan Mays wraps it around. He's aggressive. He only knows one way.
See, they're trying to run that Spanish action with Chris Golding setting the back screen, but Barry Brown does not care. He is not helping on anybody else. He is literally staying in the pocket. They're going to have to find some other ways to continue to fill up the score bench.
McDowell White, scoreless so far. He does have 3 rebounds to his name. Nice drop-off. Derek Pardon flashes to the cup.
Again, and that's great basketball. That's a great basketball play, high IQ play, easy. Beat my man off the dribble. Chris Humphries comes to help. Sorry, Chris Humphries.
His brother Isaac.
Isaac Humphries comes to help. The big fella dives down, gets an easy basket. The second time I call him Chris Humphries.
For a second there, I didn't know we had a Kardashian X in the league. That's incredible.
There's enough of them. We were bound to get one eventually.
Speaking of was that marriage longer than Dave Barr's retirement? I'm not sure. It's one of the two. That's why how fun it would be to play with Will McDowell White. He's a pass-first point guard who can fill it up if needed.
Just going to get the shot clock sorted out.
22, please. We're going here.
So we've been playing 1 quarter and 1 minute. Chris Golding yet to have a field goal attempt, Pete. That's Barry Brown and not allowing him those opportunities.
Well, spot on, but you've seen he's making other shots, so you can just watch the screen. When he's not being left, he's going to become a screener and try and get other people open.
Tucker, shot clock at 7, steps back on low, fouled, points are good, 4-point play on its way.
And that's a big hit. And that will do wonders for his confidence right now. They're packing the paint in. He's an exceptional penetrator and finisher. But when you have Rob Lowe playing off of you, that far off of you, you have to shoot that shot. Real good hit.
Well, just based on that, if you could see the defense of the Breakers, every single man's eyes was locked on to Ray John Tucker, taking an extra step away from their guy on the 3, except for Golding, and loading up the paint if he does manage to get past Rob Lowe. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see Dean Vickerman maybe get Chris Golding to screen Ray John Tucker's man, knowing that there's going to be no show, there's going to be no help on that. They're going to stay attached. Maybe that opens up Tucker downhill.
Tucker's first 2 buckets in the league are a 4-point play, or first scores are a 4-point play and an off the backboard jam. How's that for a start?
That's a fantastic start.
McDowell White found a little bit of space and knocks it down in the mid-range.
Smoothly. Just taking what the defense gives him. Reading the game pretty well right now. 2 points, as you see the stats, 4 rebounds, a couple of assists.
Breakers by 2. Rattan Mays, top of the key. Feeling good.
He can fill it up. And as you mentioned, Corey loves playing in John Cain Arena. The reason he's signed and playing for Melbourne United right now is because of the clinic he put on them for the Hawks last season. Dean Vickerman left that game, turned around to Melbourne United staff and head office saying, we might have to make a phone call to this young man come season's end if he doesn't go back to Illawarra.
And why not? 4 of 6.
Oh, why not?
From the field. Make that 5 of 7, 14 points.
Averages 17 points a game in his 3 previous encounters under the roof at John Cain Arena. He's got 14 already. Down White, doesn't get it to go. Harden closes the lid.
And that's what happens when you have a guard that can put the ball on the floor. So you can see right now in the replay, XRM is dialed in.
You can't go into that anymore. They made the switch. Jarrell Brantley, the bigger body, going to Rattan Mays.
5-on-4 up ahead. Marty Mayor screams at the breakers to push forward.
You don't have to yell at me though, you can talk.
Have another look at it here in the left of the corner, and oh my!
Oh yeah, he definitely got away with one.
Oh, absolutely.
Here we go. No, you can't.
Whether they called the initial, I guess, fend off, that's what they've called, because after that, if that wasn't called, it's probably not a sportsmanlike foul. But they called the contact first.
Senior official Michael Aylan getting his ear chewed off by Monty Mayor. Out there this afternoon with James Grigul and Daniel Troy.
Chris.
Yeah, Melbourne ball for the baseline. Still to come on Sunday Hoops as soon as we finish up here at John Cain Arena. We head to the jungle as the Perth Wildcats play host to the Brisbane Bullets in our first look at Aaron Baines playing in the NBL.
Oh, so excited to see him. As we all are.
This was always going up from Chris Golding. He finally shook off Barry Brown Jr. He was always going to let that thing fly as Brown Jr. tries to stay hot.
Has 12 points on 5 of 8, Barry Brown Jr. Tucker pulls up on low again. Not that time.
Great hustle by Humphreys. Chris Golden.
How's the hustle from Melbourne? Caroline almost found a way to get it to Tucker. Brown on the move was bumped and gets it to drop.
Listen, Hooper scoring in so many different ways. Great hustle on the defensive end.
Tucker got his man up in the air, was off balance.
And those are the ones you see how quickly the defense just rotated off him in the corner. They want him to shoot that three. Yes, he's knocked down the 4-point play, but he's 1 of 3. Expect him to start to cut a little bit more off the ball as Zaylee Arthur walks into a 3-ball. And Derek Pardon is just putting a lid on everything.
That's what he's known for. Defense and cleaning things up around that rim like he just did.
He's played in Germany, Italy, and Israel as Chris Golding feels some more space and doesn't need long. And Barry Brown Jr. is filthy with the young next star because they ended up switching. Chris Golding again, as soon as Barry Brown Jr. got off him, let that thing fly.
This game's gone up a notch in the second quarter. Rupert looking for his first points, follows it up and is swatted out of play.
Good hustle by the young fella following up his shot, but defense did not allow him to finish that up. Good hands by XRM, who's playing a really good game. So far, 5 minutes to go in this first half.
There is the French next star, Ryan Rupert, projected to be a first-round pick in next year's NBA draft by ESPN.
He's currently sitting 22nd now. If you look back at the big next stars that have made the jump, Josh Giddey from not even being in the top 60 to where he got drafted. Usman Jeng as well. And then Luke Travers, well, not officially a next star, but not on the boards and ends up sneaking into the second round. So this is where he's starting. What happens come March?
Let's not forget Melo Ball started at like 40 or 50 before he played that first game preseason.
Not in your mind, he didn't.
No, after I saw it the first time, I said number 1.
He was number 1 from the womb.
I know what I saw.
Number 1 from the womb.
It's a foul on Melbourne.
Blue 13. Hold coming over.
Called on Malawatch.
So how high can he go?
I feel he can go, based off what I saw in preseason, he potentially could be a top 10 pick.
That's why I think he's stealing his top 10. But again, he's so raw. He's got so much growth to do. Strong NBL season. We've seen him catapult him up.
Brown wanted a foul. Thought he might have been clipped on the elbow. No call coming for New Zealand. Caroline left open. Doesn't get it to go. 0 from 4 outside in this game.
Oh,
Brown.
wow.
Drop off the repair. Timeout, Melbourne. New Zealand back within 1.
Listen, Barry Brown Jr. is doing whatever he wants out there. With his 14 points, all the defense is now doing is whenever he's penetrating, they're all looking at him, which is allowing cutters and him to get his other teammates involved with the pass, as he just did.
First points for the next star as well. Rayan Rupert. Mason Peatling not out there this afternoon for Melbourne United, but has been good enough to give us a bit of his time here on Sunday Hoops. Mace, thanks for being with us. It's been a very, very interesting start to this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, gentlemen. Good afternoon. It's been a great game so far. Really looking forward to seeing how the guys turn around. New Zealand started really well early, and the momentum of the game's been great for us getting back into it.
Mace, it's Tools here. Tell us, how's your recovery going? You've been out for a while now, and losing Hook Porty, they're going to need some depth in the big fella department. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. It takes time, but hopefully over the next few weeks we can really ramp it up and get back on the court as quick as we can.
XRM, he was a foe. Now he's a teammate of yours. How good is he looking so far to you from the sideline?
He's looked awesome this first half. He's been able to let it fly a couple of times and punish the defense, and seeing him get into the paint, hopefully we get some more free throws in the second half and see him in the paint a little bit, but his shots looked great this first half.
Mason, before we let you go, we just saw one of Rashad Tucker, his highlight, Rajon Tucker, I should say, his highlights. How many have you seen in the preseason, and how many more can we see?
About 150 in the preseason, and I'm sure we'll see a couple more too. It's been great so far.
Thanks for your time. We appreciate it. We'll see you out there soon.
Thanks, guys.
Rajon Tucker. I'll just get my words out.
Hey, Rashad Tucker.
There's a lot of new names in the league.
Chris Humphries.
Chris Humphries, yeah.
That's not Rashad Tucker. That's not a bad comparison. We're talking about elite players in the NBL.
Shout out to Rashad. 37-36 at John Cain Arena. Opening weekend in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Winners last night, Southeast Melbourne and Sydney. Golding.
Oh my. You don't think he smells blood whenever there's a switch?
Look, whenever Barry Brown Jr. is not on him, he smells blood.
Even Leafa's been sent to him in the past, playing for the Phoenix in the throwdowns. But right now, Chris Golding, as soon as he gets a switch off, whatever defender is his primary guy on the floor, he smells blood and he's going after him.
Danovic trying to find Pardon inside.
Well, this is going up the way he's been playing.
Behind the back.
There you go.
For 3. Off the front, Caroline wins it back, and Barlow left open. That's not what you want to be doing.
It's a quick timeout for Moni Mayo.
I mean, how good is it to see David Barlow looked like he was going to leave the game, re-signs, gets back activated, and as you see the Amy replay, Chris Golden, David Barlow back-to-back triples.
We might have to get Statman on. Is 3 from 3 from deep the most a retired player has ever hit in his first game back? I'm not sure.
Exactly. How awesome is it to see that?
Well, Tim Conrad knocked down a few last night. He's been retired, well, at least 4 times.
Incorrect. He just keeps coming back. Shooters never lose their touch. It's like Dave Barlow is such a crucial signing for them in that last roster spot. He's going to play a lot, veteran leadership, and step out and knock down some threes. They're going to need that floor spacing to allow Tucker to do his thing, allow Rattan Mays to get into the lane.
Let's talk about who's not out there for Melbourne today, because they lead and they look pretty sharp. Mason Peatling, Shea Ili to come back into this team.
Shea Ili is the big question mark. He's still battling a concussion, which was out for a little bit, I think 3 to 4 weeks now. So we hope that he's kind of recovering as quick as possible. Exceptional year last year, 6th man of the year. Rattan Mays was the runner-up. Now they're on the same team. He's one of those guys that when he's on the floor can help everybody else calm down. He's that culture guy to bring everybody together, and that's the key thing that they're missing. So they'll be hoping to get him out there as quick as possible. And then big shout out to Ariel Hook Porty, devastating injury.
Oh man, big shout out.
He's such a high character. He's a great person. And speaking of injuries, another shout out to Tom Abercrombie.
Absolutely.
46 seconds he lasted in the blitz with getting that freakish torn retina, and we hope he's doing all right. The positive news from what we hear is that he might be able to play sooner than expected. Won't be able to get on a plane for 7 weeks.
That's right, yeah. Because
of his eye, but we hope he's doing okay and hasn't run through all Netflix options. I saw him tweet about that, asking for some things to watch.
The Breakers need to respond out of this timeout. McDowell White can't bank it home. Melbourne with back-to-back threes. First Golding, then Barlow have opened it up. Rattan Mays blocked by McDowell White.
Real good defense. Met him upstairs. Looked like a really good move off the dribble, but he recovers. Good block.
Sneaky hops from McDowell White. He was what, top 3 dunk of the year last season. Put him in the sneaky category.
That was an early one, yeah. A shout out to Latrobe Financial. $50,000 up for grabs this season. The details are on your screen to get involved. Tucker. No foul. Fedanovic went straight up. You heard the explanation from the officials. Liafa with his feet set. That's what we know he can do.
And that's just great defense, which allowed the Breakers to transition into exceptional offense. Liafa from the land of plenty.
He was really good in the blitz too, Isaiah Liafa. He had a third quarter in the game against the Hawks before the blitz started where he just took it over. Took 3 threes really quickly.
Less than 2.5 minutes before halftime. Rattan Mays can't add to his 14 points. Liafa gave that look up and got it back. Shot clock now at 10 for McDowell White.
And that's how you attack the rim, and it'll always be there. Will McDowell White, again, he can shoot the 3, so Tucker goes over the top. Big fella has to rotate. Nice dive, as you can see right there. That's always going to be there.
What I love most about, as you mentioned, just going up strong. He was never going to dunk that. He was not close to trying to double pump with getting a flat tire, but he still just made the effort to go up strong.
Oh, he was going to dunk that.
Oh, it looked like he went into the front of the rim. But I love the aggression. Basically anything around the rim, he's going up to flush it.
8 points, 6 rebounds.
Celebrated his birthday yesterday. Derek Parton, 25 years of age, out of Cleveland. Monty Mayor in the preseason said we recruited him because he has some very special physical gifts that are going to add something to this team.
Rim protection and rebounding. That's what we've seen in this first half.
Glidden has already knocked down 1 3. And there's the hustle of Parton again. Gets the ball back for New Zealand and they give it straight up.
Good job! Good job!
Melbourne led by as much as 7 in this second quarter. Game high lead of 9.
2 hands on!
Early in the first, they really started hot. Breakers have worked their way into this game.
2 hands on! Thank you.
Started out really strong. Barry Brown Jr. 14 first half points as he re-enters the game.
The imports shining on opening weekend. Derek Walton Jr. last night. Corey for Sydney was superb.
Oh, man.
That pass just as good. Drop off for O'Quera.
So those are the plays the Melbourne United wing and bigs are going to have to make. Everyone, again, locked on to Ray-John Tucker with the ball. How's he going to go getting downhill? You've got to make those cuts. You've got to find space to try and free him up to let him be an athlete and get in the lane.
Arthur gets Parton involved.
What I'm really impressed with Derek Hart, he's always ready. So here it is right here, Ray-John Tucker, you see that? Look at all the eyes from the pink jerseys. O'Quera just gets to the dunker spot and finishes.
And that pass was there for O'Quera because Brown Jr. is not leaving Goulden.
Exactly
and he's
right.
the last guy that should rotate over. You'll live with that if you're New Zealand.
O'Quera thought about giving it up.
That's one thing coaches always say. If you fumble the ball when getting an open look, probably not open in the end. As Derek Parton is filling it up.
The best thing for the New Zealand Breakers is knowing that I know what I'm going to get out of you and I don't have to run a play for you.
His effort is there. Dean Vickman saying another one. That's transition defense. Right now, a turnover, a missed shot, and they are just running it down their throats.
11 points, 6 rebounds in the opening half for Derek Pardon. Shot clock switched off for the Breakers. Brown has 14 points. In the shadows of halftime. Loose ball. Unsuccessful. It's Melbourne who lead at halftime, 45-42. So they pin back the quarter-time deficit as we get down to Leonard Copeland. We'll get there in a second. What have we made of the opening half? Pete Hooley, Corey Homicide Williams.
Oh, it was great. Great from both teams. New Zealand got off to a hot start, but I like the way that Melbourne fought back, and then New Zealand answered at the end of that second quarter. I thought it was exceptional and sets up for a big second half.
Let's try Copes now, courtside.
Defensively, we got to, our thing is the whole team's under 40 defensively. We got to do a better job of that. Staying on the string, staying attached. Offensively, we're doing a good job. Just got to keep rolling.
It seemed to be crowding Goulding. How do you get him open?
Goulding does such a great job of attracting defenses for us, just opening everything up for us. But we'll do a good job in the second half, getting him looks. He's not concerned. We're not concerned. He's going to get his shots, and we're going to just keep flowing as offense.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Leonard Copeland with Xavier Rattan-Mays. Halftime, Melbourne lead it by 3. Copes and Felix are back on the other side of this to pull it all apart. You're watching Sunday Hoops here in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
the John Cain Arena, an action-packed first half here. Melbourne United leading by 3 at the main break, but I'll tell you what, it's been high-flying Tucker. We said he was one of the most athletic. You disagreed with me. Almost the second play of the game off the backboard.
I never agreed. He is athletic. He's just not as athletic as my guy.
Oh, you sounded like a hater right now, Lenard. Look at that. Sounding like a hater, but action-packed. Are we getting what we expected so far?
We are. Look, and Xavier's found his touch. He's shooting the ball well. I spoke to him right after the half. But, you know, the problem is Goulding hasn't touched the ball. He's had the ball. He's had 3 shots, and they're 4 shots. I think you got to find a way to get him involved in the outlet.
Well, it is. And, of course, Melbourne United having to just get a little bit down here, but what do New Zealand Breakers have to do in the second half to be able to fight back?
I think they continue to do the same thing they're doing. I mean, they're playing great defense. They're keeping Goulding out of the game. And you know, you go with that. They're running the ball, they're rebounding well. Throw the ball inside and post the big boys up.
Well, you look at the stats right now. Nothing major jumps out. It's not panic stations. The Breakers staying in this game on the rebounds right now, 26-17 on United's part. But I'll tell you what, one man, Xavier Rattan-Mayes, has been absolutely killing it for Melbourne in the first half. And you know why he's been doing that?
Why is that?
Because he's coached by one of the best skills trainers in the world. The man next to me right now, Jordan Lawley. Welcome.
Thank you so much. This is exciting.
It is. It's good to have you courtside. Now, you are one of the most renowned skills trainers working with NBA legends, but I want to touch on a couple of Aussies you work with as well. Aaron Baines, especially. Tell us about the big man.
Oh, my gosh. First off, one of the best individuals and humans on the planet, but one of the hardest workers, most resilient. I know everybody knows he went through so much, but to have the mental fortitude to be able to go through all that and to thrive, been super exciting. Obviously, all the work that he did in the gym was incredible.
It's unbelievable. He's looking for a big year for Brisbane, but we also got the next staff in New Zealand, who you've also just exchanged a couple of words with. Are we going to see you in the gym with him soon?
Oh, I would hope so. I know we're in Melbourne, and I'm pushing for Melbourne, but as far as an individual is concerned, he's got a great skill set and unbelievable future ahead of him.
Now, Jordan, you work with some NBA guys, Carmelo Anthony, Klay Thompson. What's their work ethic like? Why are they so much different than everybody else?
I mean, they're so singular, they're so detail-oriented, and I think that's what a lot of players forget is the fact that it's more depth versus width the higher you go up. So they just have an incredible focus, unbelievable skill set, and obviously just the efficiency of being able to get in, get quality reps in, and get out.
Are you coming back to Australia?
What are you talking about?
Oh,
Yes.
that's what I want to hear.
I've already booked my next trip.
Beautiful.
Well, one of the NBA superstars you work with is Zach LaVine, one of my favourite players to watch. Needs to get back in the dunk competition. I will say that right now. But some of these workouts you do, you know, kids are out there doing crazy stuff. You see cones being used. A lot of times you teach these moves, but you still stick to the basics.
Yeah, it's a lot of it is like the higher you go, the more depth, as I said, where you just really focus on a lot of the like twitch. This offseason we're working on a lot of twitch, like slow to fast, not really overcomplicating things or working on different moves, just being able to control his body a little bit different as he gets up in his career.
If you could give one piece of advice, junior basketball in this country is absolutely booming. We're starting to see skills trainers like you, maybe not at the same level as the great Jordan Lawley, but starting to pop up. What's the main for any kid trying to make it either the NBL or the NBL? One of these kids behind us could be the next one.
Yes.
What's your piece of advice?
Know who you are when you look in the mirror. Know what you need to work on. Continue to push through it and try to make sure that you focus on you failing forward, not necessarily falling prey to failure.
That's fantastic. That's
Wise
fantastic.
words. And Rayan Rupert, we spoke about the next star. Obviously, the lottery, it's all going to come out, all these mock drafts, and you can't read too much into it, but from what you've seen so far, where do you see his ceiling?
From what I saw in the preseason, you know, he has a great opportunity to be in the lottery talks. Haven't seen too much so far in today's game, but preseason showed me something different.
I like it. And of course, you've been down at Hoop City doing camps. What are we thinking of the juniors out there?
Oh my goodness. The youth has developed so much more frequently and so much rapidly. And I love the fact that Australian youth is now almost parallel to American youth. So it's really cool to kind of see how well Aussie basketball has developed.
Quickly, the best player in Australia right now, name him.
Oh, Josh Giddey.
Josh Giddey, there we go. Josh Giddey's not in this game, but I'll tell you what, there's plenty of superstars coming up. Thank you, Jordan, and we'll see you after the break for the second half.
Could you help me?
Do you need my help?
I can't hold and drill at the same time. Welcome to NBL Weekenders, a series where your favourite hoopers will jump off the court and onto the tools with help of the team at Bunnings. All right, time to make something of the backyard for the little man. Maybe a cubby house, sandpit, one of these. I think he would like one of these. All right, I think Jack's gonna love this. What you doing, bud? You bringing everything up? Thanks, bud. Came together really well. Pretty sturdy. Now we're going to get to painting. All right, we're putting on the finishing touches now. It's come out really good. We may have had a few little accidents and we spilled some paint over on this side, but we'll have to get something from Bunnings to clean that up with. But other than that, it's gone fairly smooth.
Great to have your company for Sunday Hoops at John Cain Arena in Melbourne. Melbourne United playing host to the New Zealand Breakers. Coming up next, it's the Perth Wildcats and the Brisbane Bullets at RAC Arena. Halftime here, Melbourne leading 45-42. High-scoring game, free-flowing, and some big names, Peter Hooley and Corey Homicide Williams, have made a stand early on, and Melbourne United have been deadly from outside.
Well, they have. I mean, 11 made threes in the first half. You see it right there. They averaged last season just over 9 a game. And it was a big question mark last season. Again, outside of the likes of Golding and Barlow. Tom Hayes is 4 of 6 from outside. He was feeling hot in the first half. Dave Barlow didn't miss 3 of 3. Chris Golding hit 2 of 5, the ones that he was trying to hunt in the end. So the New Zealand Breakers, if you're Mo Mail, you're probably pretty happy to only be down 3 when they hit 11 threes in a half, because their offense at times was very stagnant. But now it's a whole new ball game. Yes, you're down 3, but how do you start this? Away from home, you have to lock back in on that defensive end.
Corey, what are you seeing from the Breakers that you're liking?
Barry Brown Jr. He's played really good defense in the first half on Chris Goulden, but he's going to have to show it, obviously, for 40 minutes.
What were you saying about blood in the water, Hools?
it was an exceptional play drawn up, and I knew it was going to be coming because they would have looked at exactly the way Chris Golding's been guarded. It was a diversion where there was 2 screens and Barry Brown had to look the wrong way. Isaac Humphries hit him just enough to create some space. We'll get another look as we'll see that. Derek Pardon. He is having some fun.
Listen, man, just a great target the way he rolls to the basket. And with Brown Jr. in this type of form, the defense has to watch him and rotate, which leaves an easy basket for the big fella to finish.
Tucker can't get it to drop. Pardon has 13 points and 6 rebounds. Brown Jr. turns the corner. What a pass for Lowe.
Again, when you can shoot the 3, the defense has to go over the screen and respect you. And he is carving them up off the dribble.
He's having himself a game as well. Brown and Pardon show on the offensive end.
They've scored from their last 2 possessions, New Zealand. Rajon Tucker, 3 of 10 this afternoon.
Hands foul 11.
That's just had a couple of chances, probably a couple more that they could have called there.
I mean, I love his aggressive on-ball defense.
So here's that first play. Watch the double screen coming. Watch Jordan Caroline screaming. Barry Brown's looking that way. Isaac Humphries screens across. Get a little bit of a surprise screen to Barry Brown. Enough space to free him. That is such a well drawn up play out of halftime. You saw Barry Brown pointing to the corner. Screen came from behind him.
Look crystal clear on the Amy replay. McDowell White had room to fire and knocks it down.
It's a deep hit for his 5th point of the afternoon.
He's got 9 rebounds.
9 rebounds, 4 assists.
He feels it all up. It's Chris Golding again. He's going to get fouled there. Rob Lowe doesn't like it. Monty Mayo doesn't like it. Looked like there was contact for sure because he just fell asleep. He's already hit 3 now. So now you've got to lock in. Doesn't need much space at all. Get another look at it here. This is a great angle. Barry Brown and touch his fingers. Just enough.
Just enough?
Just enough to straight away. That's what Chris Golding's saying. Look, he touched my hand. So I think the explanation Monty Mayo's getting is different. He's saying something about landing space. It had nothing to do with that. It was just right on the follow through.
Mode Baori's 2nd game as coach. Coached 1 game last season, round 1 at John Cain Arena against South East Melbourne. Previous coach Dan Shamir was out with COVID.
We're definitely going to miss his antics on the sideline.
Coach Mayo has got a chance to step into the role nicely still.
For sure.
But will he beat Dan Shamir's 14-second technical foul down in Tassie last season?
Oh, that was a record. I don't think we'll see that beaten anytime soon. Caroline goes burrowing into Lowe. And the basket won't count.
Rob Lowe just putting his body in line, taking the charge through the chest. Good push ahead. Good way to run the floor. And
easy call.
He was there the whole time. Whether there was a whole lot of contact or not, doesn't matter. If you extend the arm just enough and go down, it's going to be an offensive foul. And you mentioned them playing on this floor. They've lost 10 straight on this floor. Back to the NBL Cup from Tom Abercrombie's buzzer beater. Remember that.
Feels like a lifetime ago.
In the NBL Cup.
They're in the hunt. On Sunday Hoops. Brown Jr. He's deep on the 2. Tom Mays, excellent pass inside for Isaac Humphries.
Beautiful dime. Humphries inside for an easy finish. Great find.
Back out to a 4-point lead, and Rob Lowe changes that.
Bring it right back to that 1-point deficit.
John Caroline has to close out strong from that. Rob Lowe shot the 3-ball well his entire career. To be honest, there's a height difference there. So if you close out, you're going to have to get right underneath his skin. He shoots it from so high above his shoulder that you're going to have hard to block it anyway. You arrive slow on the catch. You're going to let that thing fly.
It's amazing, Pete. New season, new mindset, new coach, etc. Halfway through last year, what odds would you have given, or what chance would you have given Tucker, no good, that Rob Lowe, who was playing about 6 minutes a game, would start in round 1? of the following season.
Well, I still thought even after the blitz, I think they would have gone with Brantley at the 4. And he misses that one and Pardon at the 5. But they're obviously trying to shuffle things around a little bit. Play Brantley out on the wing. It's a bigger body. More physical. A two-way threat. But I think it speaks to how good of an off-season he had. Running around, still playing in the off-season and came into pre-season with exceptional shape.
Had that one game in round 20, Rob Lowe, where he went off, had 27 points.
Oh, stop. You just stop there.
Humphrey's not good that time.
7th rebound for Derek Pardon to go along with 13 points.
Brantley had a fumble. Here come Melbourne on the charge. Golding, you know the rest.
Look, it's not going to show up on the stat sheet, but you see how hard Ray John Tucker ran the lane where everybody was worried about the alley-oop, and Chris Golding just took his foot off the gas, slowed right down, walked into a 3. Those are the plays that's going to get in the scout tomorrow morning from Dean Vickerman, saying that all goes to Ray John Tucker.
Again, great find to Pardon. It's going to be there, as it's been all game.
He's the game's leading scorer, Chris Golding, and he didn't take a field goal attempt in the opening quarter.
You can't keep him down for long because he's one of those players, one of those rare players just to flick a switch. As we have another look at this, and I tell you what, great pocket pass. This is why we like the new rule that came in the offseason, the tweak to it. We want to see players meet each other in the air. So you see the charge circle, the new rule now that in past time, if your foot is on that charge circle. Now, that play didn't matter because they were in the air as such, but it was a no call.
Yes.
It's changed now to a block that if you're in that charge circle, purely to stop players just getting in there. We want to see the lane open up. We want to see players go to dunk. And if you do want to meet players at the rim, you have to do it like Tucker did. Get in the air, try and make those highlight plays. I love the new change, and hopefully we get to see a few more contests at the rim like that.
So that's the thing, is it either means, Pete, that we're going to see more dunks or more challenges in the air, which either way is a good thing for fans.
It's not a great thing for small point guards. They're often the ones who are coming across on help side.
Derek Pardon continues to have a very good first outing for the Breakers. 15 points, 7 rebounds.
13 on the shot clock for Melbourne.
Just quietly, Will McDowell-White, 5 points, but he's got 9 rebounds, 6 assists with 1 turnover. Just a point guard. We asked the question, is he ready to have the keys to the offense? The way that Pardon and Brown are playing to fill it up, everything else looks pretty good for Will McDowell-White.
Ray-John Tucker spins, fouls on the floor.
Will McDowell-White is on triple-double watch.
He's done it before. Had one in 2021 for New Zealand against Brisbane. At that stage, and to this day, is still the second player in Breakers history behind Cedric Jackson to have a triple-double. Tucker's good look doesn't go. Brantley top of the key.
This is their bucket, get off the dribble.
Brown had low, flashing to the basket, tied up at 56 once again.
I mean, he's just reading the floor really well. Close out hard, or 2 players come close to me. Oh, it's going upstairs.
Brantley went with him and did enough to change Ray-John Tucker's mind.
I'm not sure whether he caught a flat tire.
Just good defense from behind. Made him change the shot and attempt to go for that reverse, but he had to pass it off.
We might have to just slowly turn the volume down on both Coach Mayor and Coach Vickerman's mics. They're having a few sprays every time down that end.
Tucker sits down. Dave Barlow back into the game. Has 9 points on 3 of 3. Ratan Mays.
Oh my.
Any which way you like.
You know, when you're feeling good, shots like that start to fall.
I'll tell you what, if you've got time, and 3/4 time, it's Jerome Brantley. Another great pass, easy finish. Just tearing him up on that on-ball screen, but Get on Jordan Lawley's Instagram, who they interviewed at halftime, Felix and Copes, and you'll find Rattan Mays working out with Josh Giddey, doing that exact move he just did. The wrong-legged floater. Works on that all the time in his individuals. That way you can pull it out in the game. It was probably about a couple of weeks ago that he posted it from an off-season.
Breakers playing for the lead this possession. Nice pass. McDowell White finds Brown, but that doesn't go.
Rob Lowe is down here. That's not what they want to see, because he's been really good. He's got 10 points, a couple of rebounds.
Whether you like go fast break, I waited to see player safety. No,
have another look at it here.
Even outside the arc, player
Just collided with Chris
Goulding.
Goulding. I think that just clashed feet in the end. You see right there, Chris Goulding coming across the bump, the cutter, and Rob Lowe stood right on his foot. It looked like it's unfortunate. Just trying to shake it off. Hopefully that's just a bit of a stinger. Yeah, he's been really good tonight.
Really good, 4 or 5, 10 points. Playing really good defense. 4 rebounds to go along with that.
All right, we're good.
He'll have a rest.
Yeah, I think we're good there. Where's the ball at?
Reload, come back for the last quarter.
No doubt. And with him having a seat, sure Pardon will come right back in.
Thank you.
Dean Vickerman, 6th season in charge, 2-time NBL Coach of the Year.
Pardon isn't in, you have Bogdanovic into the game.
It's a different looking lineup out there at the moment for the Breakers. Brantley, Glidden, Brown Jr., McDowell White and Bogdanovic. For Melbourne, newly Rattan Mays, Barlow, Aquera and Goulding. Here he is. Not that time, Goulding.
New Zealand doing a real good job of contesting the 3. Great back door. Leads to an easy layup. If you overplay me on the top, and you have to play hard because Glidden's a flat-out shooter, which leaves that back door wide open.
Right now they're doing nothing special with the Breakers. They're just slowly getting through their sets. And anytime there's a breakdown, there's Aquera. It's Brantley in the air. That's going to be an M1. But anytime there's a breakdown, New Zealand are just making that extra pass or a dump-off pick and roll, and they're getting layups or wide-open shots. Really patient. I think that's what's impressed me most about their game tonight, is just how patient they've been on the offensive end.
I've been really impressed with New Zealand's defense in this game, because that's been something huge the last couple of years. They've showed patches, but they've been inconsistent.
9th in the competition of 10 last year, Corey, for points conceded New Zealand.
Yeah, so you can tell with Coach Mayor's recruiting, emphasize getting guys that locks up on defense.
And that's just one stat. If you drill down more on New Zealand's defensive woes, it's been an enormous problem, as you say. New year, new coach, new mindset for the Breakers. And new recruit, Jarrell Brantley, starting to work his way into the game.
Mismatch in there.
Well, he's just bigger. They're probably
too big, too strong.
Yeah.
Bucket.
Rajon Tucker's got the strength as well, but again, the best part about that is when they threw it down to Jarrell Brantley, everybody else moved on the weak side. There was screens, there was flare screens, there was cuts, so everybody else on Melbourne United couldn't just stare at Brantley trying to back down Rajon Tucker, and in the end, he gets to his sweet spot and lays it in. It's just really good team offense. No one standing still.
Jarrell Brantley, 26 years of age, out of South Carolina. Pick number 50 in the 2019 NBA draft. Goulding travels.
Just not allowing Golden to get comfortable on the court, pressuring them every chance they get. And they know it, and rightfully so. You cannot give this guy any daylight.
Here we go.
Liafa swings for Rayan Rupert, catch and shoot 3, off target. Xavier Rattan Mays, 16 points, 7 assists and 4 rebounds. And he'll get to the free throw line to add to that.
Down, Jarrell Brantley. Rattan Mays just putting his head down. It's 4 fouls now on Jarrell Brantley. So Rattan Mays knew couldn't afford to foul, so just went straight at him. Drew the contact.
Whether he knew it or not, he was taking him off the dribble. He said, look, you know what? You're too tall. There's no way I'm going to allow you to give me a direct angle to the basket and not take it.
Right now, it's all on the referee. Apparently, I think he's arguing more down the other end that he should have had an and one, rather than complaining about that call down this end. You see Rattan Mays having himself some sort of night. 7 assists comes along with his playmaking ability, but he's been brought into this team to score the ball.
Scoring the ball he has this afternoon. 18. 4 of 6 from 3. As you said, Hooley, 7 assists, 4 rebounds.
What did you think, Corey, when the news came through that Melbourne had signed Xavier Rattan Mays?
I didn't know if his style of play would work because he wants the ball in his hands. He also looks to score. How would that look alongside Chris Goulding?
Danovic. It's a second look at it. Brown Jr. off target. This Vodanovic came flying in, but put a foot on the line.
And further to your point, Cora, I think that highlights how important preseason is for these teams. With no Shea Ili, Rattan Mays, those early preseason games against the Bullets, he was just trying to facilitate, get everybody else involved, and look really poor. I think they had a chat to the coaching staff and said, look, yes, you can do that, but that's not ultimately why you were brought into this game. You were brought in to be able to shoot the ball and fill it up on the offensive end.
Humphries, nice touch. He's been in the news this week, Isaac Humphries. Did a radio interview and questioned the officials as he put a bit of a target on his back now.
Harden! They have been finding him all day on that roll. Whether it's down the middle or this one on the baseline. And he's done nothing but finish. Good pass by Liafa. Again, the penetration by New Zealand has been killing United all afternoon.
This is a man who just knows his role. All he's doing is setting really strong physical screens and rolling hard. And he always has his eyes on the man with the ball because he's caught some really quick passes.
You know what's awesome about that? If you know as this big man, if I screen you hard enough, I'm going to be open.
Correct.
Because the defense is going to rotate.
Here's Tucker. His luck starts to change.
Further to the point, though, when you've got pass-first elite point guards like Will McDowell White and exceptional passes like that Brown, you've got to make sure you have your hands ready because they'll look for you.
Brown Jr. at the other end, unsuccessful. Pardon had it fall back into his lap and scores.
Continuing to eat the glass.
Come on, Sam! Pick that up!
Harden, 20 points, 8 rebounds. 4 offensive.
Last minute of this third quarter. Tucker's fouled. Just want to go back to Isaac Humphries, boys. We had Derek Pardon with a nice finish. So went on radio, spoke about some of the officiating, and particularly when it relates to big man. Has it just created a little issue for himself potentially? Will there be a closer look at him now?
Well, he's walked into it, wasn't he? I mean, it was kind of set up, and in the end, he's probably just got to turn around and say, "Oh, I'm not sure about that. We'll figure it out." But look, I think it's going to be a thing to watch with Aaron Baines in the league. That's going to be the big question mark. We saw it was a big adjustment period, and there's Lloydie taking it in.
That'll be a freebie. Yep.
Of course. And so Aaron Baines, we saw when Bogues came back to the league, it took a lot of an adjustment from the referees because we want to see the big fellas play. We bring in these big names. We want to see them banging bodies. We want to see them going at each other. But yeah, I'm sure the referees got that pinned up somewhere, having a little talk about it.
Liafa. Shot clock into single figures. Vodanovic. There's Humphries dragging in the rebound. 10 seconds for Melbourne. Rattan Mays ball in hand, but the long arms of Rayan Rupert causes a problem.
Just great on-ball defense, and again, that's a 7-foot wingspan at the least. That right there bothers any ball handler, as it did right there, created a turnover. More than enough time to get a dribble or two off, to get a shot. Plenty of time.
An extra second added to the clock. Liafa has room. Almost. It's all set up for a big finish at John Cain Arena. Three-quarter time, Melbourne leading New Zealand 69-67 on Sunday Hoops. Three-quarter time at John Cain Arena. Game one of our Sunday doubleheader here on Sunday Hoops, and we have got a good one. 69-67 Melbourne lead New Zealand. Rajon Tucker making his mark here in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Oh, man, you know what? He's been okay today. You know, but like you said earlier, for you to get your first 2 buckets, a dunk off the glass, and a 4-point play. Good start.
Well, he told us there's not an import that can do what I can do. It's going to be a lot of fun this season. This game well and truly up for grabs as we start the last quarter. McDowell-White starting to find his spot.
He had patience with McDowell-White again. He was looking for everybody. He was looking if there was a lifter out of the corner to throw a swing pass to. Looking for a dump-off pass. No one came to him and took another dribble, slowed down, got to his floater.
7 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds. Triple-double watch.
Jordan Caroline late in the clock. Puts the ball on the floor. No foul call. New Zealand with the extra number. Barker fouls on the floor. Smart decision.
That's his 10th rebound now, Will McDowell-White. So you can check that one off. He's got 10 boards. Needs 3 points and 4 dimes. He had a triple-double, just filling it up. And he told Liam Santamaria on the Huddle podcast in the off-seasons, the Modi Mayo said, I want you to average 16, 8 and 8, which I think everybody's saying, look, it's incredible numbers if you can actually do that. Putting on a good showcase here. Rob Lowe straight back into the action. Good for great. What a pass. The extra dribble. But Bogdanovic has every right to shoot that 3. Put it on the floor. Rob Lowe got to the right spot. Easy bucket.
Dean Vickerman has seen enough already and calls a timeout. 69 apiece at John Cain Arena.
Yes, indeed. Dean Vickerman, he's not happy at all. It's so simple. An extra pass, and I think the Breakers have kind of figured it out. But Bogdanovic's putting the ball on the floor and saying, look, I could shoot this 3-ball right now, but I'm 0 of 3. They're not defending the dribble. Let me take another dribble, get in there, throw it to Rob Lowe, and gets a layup.
The thing is, when you're such a reliable 3-point shooter, that closeout has to be hard. Bogdanovic can put the ball on the deck, so you're going to give up 1. up that lane. He's here to create a play.
He'd seen enough, Dean Vickerman. Good. 71-69 at John Cain Arena. New Zealand in front. Dean Vickerman burning an early timeout in the last quarter. It had to be done. There are a couple of bad defensive breakdowns.
Oh, what a set.
That's a nice solution out of a timeout.
What a beautiful set that was. Again, a bit of misdirection to get Chris Golding a little bit of space. Doesn't need much more than that. He's got 18 points, 5 of 9 from deep. But that timeout, yes, they drew up that set. It was all about this end here. Breakers doing nothing that's too hard and complicated to figure out. On-ball screen. What a screen by Derek Pardon. Causes the miscommunication on the defensive end as Le'afa walks into a free throw.
But you got to contest that. You can't give a shooter like Le'afa a wide open free throw.
Speaking of that Melbourne timeout, let's get to Copes courtside, who was taking a listen. Copes, what did Dean Vickerman have to say?
Well, he's not happy. Obviously, the defense is hurting him. New Zealand seem to be spreading the floor, and guys are rotating a bit slower. Also, their import, he's 0 for 7, and Dean's not happy with that as well.
He would be right. In a game like this at home, Jordan Caroline, 0 for 7. Hopefully they can get more out of him.
He had 14 rebounds a game in the blitz, but maybe a little bit more from him on the offensive end. And that foul right there, Bogdanovic, and this is the hard thing when you're guarding Chris Golding, who's flicked the switch in a game. Looks so unassuming about when he's going to pull the trigger that by the time he does it, it catches you off guard and you try and raise your hand and you realize you're next to him and make some contact.
That's just the experience that he comes with. Doesn't matter how bad he's been shooting or how informed he's looking. When he gets that ball, especially in the fourth, you got to know.
Expect Barry Brown to be sitting for too long. Chris Golding up to 21 points now.
And started off slow.
So slow with the way he was being guarded, and credit the offense overall, the way they tried to free him up, but also credit the man for just turning on, flicking a switch and doing what he's done so well for over 380 games.
Bogdanovic. Hurried out of it, Jordan Caroline. His coach just told us, Dean Vickerman, urging his import to find a way to get involved in this game. Golding.
Oh my goodness. Welcome to the NBL, young fella.
Welcome to the NBL. You're next star potential lottery pick, but I'm CG43. Welcome to my world.
You don't think he smelled blood? Saw the young fella guarding him. He's got the length, just gave him a little bit of a shake. Doesn't he love it?
Cool, calm, and collected. No rush, fellas. We're fine.
And at the risk of repeating myself, I'll remind everyone just one more time. Golding has 24 points. Did not shoot the basketball in the opening quarter. Is the game's leading scorer.
6 of 10 from the field, and they are all threes. He's got 6 free throws as well. But this is just what he can do. He just gets in these moods where you can play exceptional defense. It's not going to matter. Once he started to flick a switch and see it go through the bottom of the net, he's lights out.
And what I like about it, he's never rushed. He's a willing passer as well. He knows he's going to get his. He knows his teammates are going to find him, and when he's as wide open like that, it makes tough shots like this easy. Nothing but nylon.
Oh man! And you see Rupert,
feet work all over the place.
He was trying to realize, but I'll tell you what, Chris Golding doesn't want to put the ball on the floor after he just hit a three. You got to crawl up and in, make him get the ball on the floor, make him try and get past you. As soon as he gets the ball on the floor inside the three-point line, your job's done. You get help. If he gets a layup, so be it. You've got to crawl right up and in. As soon as you do any of that dancing out there, you create any space, that thing's going up, and right now that thing's going down.
Melbourne's all-time leader for games played and points scored. United almost won it back off the inbound. The Breakers all of a sudden just need to settle a little.
Good sub putting Brown Jr. back in the game.
Come on!
Lockie Parker reels it in. Their lead is 5, Tucker. Well, Jordan Caroline saw that he just had Brantley in front and took him on.
And that is a timely bucket, especially for Caroline. His first basket of the night, 1 of 8. But it extends the lead to 7.
They've scored the last 7 in the game, Melbourne United. That changes through Will McDowell-White.
Picking that high screen action apart.
Look, I've loved his game tonight. I've always been a big fan of what he can do, but just his composure. Never looks rushed, never looks like he's making the wrong decision. 9 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, just filling it up.
Pardon, excellent defensive stop. And then the foul. It's our first look at Derek Pardon here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. He is a competitor.
Man, extremely impressive so far. 20 points, 9 rebounds. He's done everything right in this game with his role with New Zealand. It's a big block right there.
He's going to have a few fans after this one. We're on board. He's been great. Just completely playing within himself. Filling it up.
Probably the one thing he did wrong tonight. Didn't catch that one.
Surely that wasn't going to go down.
I knew it was going up.
Brown Jr. fires away. That'll be a push in the back on Pardon.
I know Chris Golding missed that shot, but what I love about Barry Brown, as soon as that ball got kicked to Chris Golding in the backcourt, off the miss, off the turnover, Barry Brown put his hand and sprinted across the court to check up Chris Golding. Said, look, yes, you've had your way since the first quarter, but wherever you're on the floor, I'm coming to go at you.
5 minutes 50 remaining at John Cain Arena.
It's an offensive foul. Looks like it's called on Dave Barlow. I thought originally it might have been called on Chris Golding. So Dave Barlow's asking for a challenge. So we'll have another look at it here. And
he's down here.
Oh, didn't move a whole lot. I thought the original call was on Chris Golding for a push-off.
No, and his arm's down.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, he moved.
Absolutely, that's the right call. You can see it just the slightest bit moving to the right. Didn't like it, but on that review, it looked like it was the right call. Ever so slightly moved to his right.
And for those watching at home, Pete, who are coming back to the league or don't watch an enormous amount of basketball, if you're Dave Barlow in that situation here,
well, you just got to stand still.
Cannot move.
Cannot move. So you watch, he takes a little bit of that shuffle to the right and cleans up Barry Brown. And look, it's probably Dave Barlow. If he didn't have incredible core strength at 40 years old, then maybe Barry Brown doesn't hit the deck and you can get away with it. That's going to be a travel. Good closeout.
Great closeout. And you want to continue to stay on this floor. Offensively, it might be tough for Jordan Caroline tonight, but if you can make plays like that consistently, Dean Vickerman will live with that.
Retan Mays, Barlow, Caroline, Barker, Golding out there for Melbourne. Pardon, Brantley, Liafa, Glidden and Brown Jr. for New Zealand.
And I'll tell you this right now, you better have made that shot because Chris Goulden was wide open.
Was.
You better have made that shot.
And normally you think that mid-range jump shot is a poor shot, but that's Retan Mays' game. Wants to get downhill anywhere where mid-range pull-up or get to a floater. And what a game he has had. 20 points, 9 assists, got 5 rebounds as well. Just 2 turnovers. Exceptional performance from him in this one.
4 of 7 from 3. And when Chris Goulden wasn't getting off early due to the great defense one-on-one, Xavier Retan Mays stepped up big in that first half.
Monty Miller's got some work to do with the New Zealand Breakers. We caught up with him in the pre-season and he spoke about the importance of the defensive end of the floor for New Zealand.
For the Breakers to go all the way and win a championship, we will have to demonstrate elite level on defense. It's going to have to be on that side of the court. That's where we have the most potential, but it's also where we have the most to grow. A young team usually takes some time to put it together, but I believe we can.
It might be where they have the biggest area to grow, Pete, but it has been their biggest problem in the last 2 seasons.
Oh, no doubt about it. I think there are a lot of moving pieces in what they were trying to do. Just the defense wasn't even the main focus. And further to that chat, he went on to talk about Moni Mayo, was saying, look, he goes, look at what the Sydney Kings did. They win a championship, elite defenders. Look what Melbourne United's been able to do over the course of them being in the league, elite defenders. And then the Jack Jumpers, they come in for 1 year, best defensive team in the league, they make it grand final. He listed all 3 of those clubs and said, if they can do it, why can't we?
7-point lead. Foul on Rattan Mays. Corey, you've been high on Barry Brown Jr. this afternoon. His last bucket came 8 minutes remaining in the second quarter. He has not scored since then.
Yeah, but he was doing a really good job passing the ball. He has 5 assists. So he's showing his passing game, the floor game as well. That's how Derek Parton began eating way more. When you're able to shoot the 3, you put the ball on the floor, you begin to be such a threat. He has been picking that defense apart with his passing ability.
Trying to get himself involved offensively on cue.
Listen, man, one-on-one, he is a problem. Look, you can't play in China and not be a bucket getter and not have a good offensive package, as he's putting it on display off the glass. Goes to the free throw line for 3 the hard way. It's a tough one-on-one move.
It's been great tonight. And just like Rattan Mays kind of got things going for Melbourne United when Tucker and Golding were a little quiet, Barry Brown did that. He said, you know what, no one else is doing anything right now. Let me start to tip the scoreboard over. Then facilitated, as you said, Corey. Got Harden involved, got some others involved. Rob Lowe's got the 12 points, but that's Melbourne United are up 5. Getting out rebounded right now, 26 to 38. So no hook Porty. That's one area they're going to have to try and lock in, because there's some elite rebounding teams around the league. But you know how important that is.
Brisbane Bullets.
We're going to see 2 of them up next, the Perth Wildcats and the Brisbane Bullets.
And then combine that with
Adelaide 36ers.
36ers, the Sydney Kings.
Sydney Kings.
Justin Simon. So that's one area that will be a bit of a concern until they figure out, okay, I think that's somewhere Jordan Caroline will improve on. Look, maybe offensively, if I'm not one of the main guys, but I'm ripping down every single rebound, doing what the Jack White, he's playing that same position as Jack White did.
Rattan Mays, quick release 3, that's short. Brown Jr. with the rebounds, 16 points, 5 assists and 3 rebounds. Brantley bodies in on Caroline. Stayed patient, couldn't score. Parton had it snatched away.
Good scout. You can hear Dean Vickerman yelling that he was coming back to that spin move. Loves to go to his right shoulder, spin back, round to his left to get that little right-hand hook. Came up short.
Golding doubled up. Caroline with 5 on the clock, off-balance jumper. It's not what they were looking for.
Good job with Chris Goulden in form to double him on that wing. Get the ball out of his hot hands. Another rebound by Will McDowell-White.
12 of them.
12 rebounds to go with 6 assists. Leafa almost lost the handle. Had to get creative from there.
I think that was the plan, right? Leafa just kind of took it in the end. Nearly turned it over about 4 times. Just threw it up.
Takes the hit. Brings it within 3.
3-point ball game. What an opening round.
82-79. Rattan Mays.
Cash that, man. You can take that to the bank.
Great form. The 22 points in this one. 9 assists. An efficiency of 28.
That mid-range jumper is so pure.
It's money.
It's a solid stat line in his first game for his new team. The job's not done yet.
He's missed the last couple now. Barry Brown from outside. He's 7 of 21 from the field. So he's getting them up. I like it better when he's in attack mode, getting downhill. He's only 2 of 9 from 3.
Winds it down to 5. Loose ball. Tucker comes up with it for Melbourne.
I think Derek Harden is having a bit of a cramp by the looks of it. They're stuck on Tom May's island. Derek Harden screaming to the bench. I think it was just cramp. He had to guard the point guard twice.
Pickle juice.
If that's all it is.
Have you drunk pickle juice before, Corey?
No.
I think we can make that happen. We can also make $50,000 happen. NBL.com.au/legends. Thanks to Latrobe Financial. Have you drunk pickle juice before, Pete? Is it as bad as everyone says it is?
I didn't run enough to get a cramp. But I can't imagine it's
I think I'd prefer not tonight. Golding.
Again, you see, that's what was the difference from when Rupert was guarding Golding to Barry Brown. As soon as he tries to create the space, Barry Brown closed the gap. If he makes that, you shake his hand. He's just a tough shot maker. It was really well defended one-on-one.
The Alpha, they need this three, and they knock it down.
And right there, you do not have to help that much. That's David Barlow in the post. Good luck one-on-one with that. You help, they make you pay. One possession game.
It's a different side of strength. Brantley versus Barlow. Got to stay home, especially on shooters like Liafa and Tom Mays. That's going to be Brantley's night done. That's 5 fouls.
Down the stretch, XRM.
Well, we saw this last year with Illawarra, Corey. Last 5 minutes of a game, everything comes through XRM and good things generally happen.
You know, to be honest with you, he's played such an incredible game throughout the whole game. I'm not even mad at him looking to make a play. Usually, Melbourne United, you go look for Chris Goulding immediately, as we saw the Amy replay. Took things into his own hands right now, and he goes to the charity stripe for 2.
And this is a good positive sign for Dean Mifflin because Ray-John Tucker 4 of 15. Tough opening night. He's got the 12 points and a couple of highlights. But to have a guy you can literally say, make a play when they're locking in to Chris Goulding, when they're fronting him, but basically nearly playing a box and one, let Rattan Mays go to work. I think the even better part of that is he's got 9 assists. So when they have come across, he's dished the rock.
Makes 1 of 2.
Now it's time to see the playmaking.
Back down to 3. Sorry, Claude.
Now it's time to see the playmaking ability of this man right now.
Glidden kicks it out for Liafa. Tucker closed down the space that time. Made him put the ball on the floor.
That should be 2 shots right there for Liafa.
He was trying to get up. I think they're going to have a conversation about it. I think he's definitely going to try and get a floater.
That's 2 shots, yeah, for sure.
There we go. Right call in the end. It was the bonus anyway.
We spoke earlier about Isaiah Liafa, Pete, and the recruitment to New Zealand. It just made sense for all parties, didn't it? We saw Kyle Adnam last night, extended minutes, went off for South East Melbourne in the season opener. Liafa getting his chance today, 12 points has been excellent. Something had to change with that rotation, and it's worked out for everyone.
It's funny, you see an off-season move from when you played at one club for a couple of years and move to another where there's normally a winner and a loser. This is one of those rare ones where both teams win, I think, because it gave role clarity to the Phoenix for their identity, and it gave him a chance to slot into his role now and the Breakers, which is going to be that figurehead coming off the bench.
And the thing was, Liafa played himself into this situation from the beginning.
As a DP.
As a DP.
Here's Humphries. Turns around and scores. Big bucket at a big moment.
Big one-on-one move. See the fans excited after that bucket.
Last minute.
Ooh, beautiful pass.
Fadanovic got inside and doesn't get it to go.
Barry Brown Jr., a willing passer, finds Fadanovic. What looked like a travel, he comes off so hard. Takes the hit, now he goes to the line for 2. Chris Humphries not happy with that call. Two important free throws.
Championship winner last season.
Yes,
with the Sydney Kings, Tom Fadanovic.
You have to hit the scoreboard tonight. Big free throw coming. Burger opportunity.
Xavier Cooks dished out some burgers last night at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. Vodanovic goes 1 of 2.
Xavier Cooks gave out some burgers, but Derek Walton Jr. gave out some buckets.
Oh my.
33 and 8 dimes. Woo! I had to make a video today.
I saw that. That man was playing with a yo-yo. He had that ball on a string.
You know it's serious when Corey makes a video.
Early in the morning.
Gets a video on.
Well, I'm waiting for the
Homicide.
Well, we just spoke a little bit about the development play. I was waiting for a bit of a pop-up on Sean McDonald and Lockie Dent.
We'll get to Lockie Dent in a minute. That man had a night.
Oh,
Xavier Ratard-Mays is having an afternoon for Melbourne United. 23 points to go with his 9 assists. And he spoke about growing up as a soccer player before making the switch to basketball.
Then my best friend, his mom was like, why don't you play basketball and stop playing soccer? And my mom was like, no, he's good at soccer, like leave him in soccer. And I was just like, let me do both, and I did both. And then I was just like, leave soccer, so lucky too much running.
That's Ariel Hookporty's backstory.
Well, it is. We know we're going to miss him this season, but he's such a character and played basketball at Bayern Munich. And I was asking him about that because he was such a good soccer player. And Melbourne United warm up playing soccer every week on a Thursday. So he enjoyed playing that. And I said, I thought Bayern Munich could be your team. And he said no. And I said, so we're going to lose you when the World Cup comes. You're going to go for your team Germany. He said, no, Argentina. And I was like, oh, what? Okay. So loves his soccer.
That explains his incredible, beautiful ability to run the floor the way he does.
No doubt. Also explains why he's addicted to FIFA on video games.
Fingers get
had to take his fingers up for the swelling from playing video games too much.
And we wish him all the best. The German next star won't see him this season, unfortunately, due to an Achilles injury suffered in the pre-season tournament. He's young. He's only 20 years of age. He's got a big future ahead of him.
Plenty of time.
United lead by 3 and have possession. Head down low to Humphreys. He and Pardon banging up against each other. Pardon wins the battle.
Fantastic one-on-one defense again in the post.
Well, time for 2 for 1 if they want it. They've got the ball with about 36 seconds to go.
Brown Jr. for 3. Rattles out. New Zealand crashed the glass. Harden puts it back in.
He's struggling out there.
But big play at both ends by the big fella. Yeah, that's a foul. But Derek Pardon, as he's cramping.
Where's the pickle juice?
Never mind that. You got to play through it. 17 seconds left. Shake that off.
Well, he didn't go for the 2 for 1 in the end, but even Isaac Humphries gets a body on him. It doesn't matter. Credit for Vodanovic for getting in there, but Pardon stayed with it, and that man...
Listen, dude, his 5th offensive rebound.
He's going to sleep well tonight.
22 points, 10 rebounds on debut for New Zealand. The last player and the only player to do that for the Breakers on debut was Carlos Powell in 2010.
I could have guessed that, I reckon. I was having
It's a bit late for that. Can't wait for me to say it.
Derek Pardon, 8 of 10.
Yeah, Mike Leyland saying, let's get this show on the road, but no one's given our man some pickle juice yet. No one's told them they're in the wrong spot on the free throw line.
No.
Uh-oh.
The plot thickens.
I'm putting the ball in Brown Jr.'s hand.
You had to think there, because Will McDowell White's making the right play as well.
2-point game.
Here we go.
Shot clock switched off. Brown Jr. all the way.
I'm putting the ball in Brown Jr.'s hands.
That was just too easy. Again, I love that he didn't wait around. I think everybody, Melbourne United thought, look, he's probably going to run it down a little bit longer.
Defense wasn't set.
They weren't even set, and he just put his head down. Everybody else is just looking at everything going on around them.
There's nobody in the paint.
But Corey, we know what this sets up for right now.
Listen.
Don't be surprised, though, if this play is something drawn up where Chris Golding is a bit of a diversion for Ratard-Mays to get to a mid-range jumper. Because that thing is pure.
Look, the beautiful thing about this right now is we're either going overtime or we're going home. You got to go for a 3. Look, I'm going to the basket.
You don't shoot that rock until 2 seconds to go. You're exactly right. You don't give any chance on any rebound. You either play an extra 5 or you send them home. But there is one man who loves a moment like this. There's another man coming up in the next game.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. Right now, you said it. Use Chris Goulden as a decoy because Barry Brown Jr. is a very tough on-ball defender.
So,
as you said,
keep an eye on and see if when they take it out from him. That little guard-to-guard screen. Maybe it's Chris Golding setting the ball screen on Rattan Mays, knowing they're not going to, if they switch or they're late, you got your 2 main playmakers in that action. Everyone else is going to have to space the floor. With Ray John Tucker, maybe he's going to have to cut. Somebody's going to have to move to get open. But don't be surprised if Golding sets that on-ball screen for Rattan Mays and try and cause some confusion. See if they get downhill.
9 seconds. Plenty of time to get what they want. 9-5 on their home floor last year, Melbourne United. Searching for a win on opening weekend. Hand off for Golding. Has space. Barlow can't tip it in. Someone get a message to RAC Arena. We need another 5 minutes here at John Cain.
I am perfectly fine with that play. Perfectly fine. That's your guy.
You're right. Live and die by that every day of the week.
No doubt.
He's got a good look. I think why he's probably laughing is it's the only 2-pointer he's taken. He stepped back. Probably wasn't contested enough in the end.
Either way, we got 5 more minutes.
NBL23 opening weekend is a bit of a joke.
Wow.
It's already incredible. Like this last season.
Whatever the scriptwriters are charging,
oh my,
their invoice is going to be meaty. Southeast Melbourne with a win first up last night in a really spirited game against the Jack Jumpers, and then Sydney and Illawarra, Corey, dialed it up from what it looked like in game 1 to the offensive feast that it was in game 2 at the Wynn Entertainment Centre last night, and the Kings found a way.
Oh man, it was a fantastic game. It was a wrestle match. Derek Walton Jr., Xavier Cooks had his moments. Dejan Vasiljevic has had his moments. Lockie Dent has his moment.
Oh, breakout.
Oh man,
my man.
I thought Lockie Dent was a bit stiff not to get his own video, to be honest, mate.
Should have put his package together.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Not from you. No, he got his NBL highlight package.
I posted on the story. I showed him some love.
I'm sure that meant the world to him.
Well, hopefully there's enough time for Derek Pardon that they can deal with that cramp. He has been outstanding tonight. 22 points, 10 rebounds, a couple of blocks, big in the last 3 minutes. Will McDowell-White, 9 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. There it is. There's the pickle juice. We asked for it. Derek Pardon. A little bit of a gargle.
Leoffa's been good in the 4th as well for New Zealand.
Did not even make a face.
What does this mean for New Zealand, even just to be in this situation? The last 2 years have been horrible for them. They've lived away from home. They're going to be back on their home floor at Spark Arena next Friday night. That's going to be an emotional homecoming, but even for now, a new season, and to be in this game against Melbourne United on their home floor and to force it into overtime, what does it mean for the psyche of a new group and a new coach?
We're serious. Do not think for a second we're that team for the last 2 years. We are serious.
There's Tones and I in the crowd this afternoon.
Number 1 ticket holder.
Wouldn't be a Melbourne game without it.
Balenciaga hat on. Hello, I don't know too much about that. What do you know a bit about?
Costs a couple $100. Maybe 300, 400.
For a hat?
Yeah. Big brand.
Not where I shop that.
High fashion.
300 or 400.
I think the most important thing that they'll take out of this, the Breakers, is yes, you want to still be able to understand and accept what happened on the floor the last 2 years, but to be able to basically say, look, we're starting fresh. We get a normal season ahead of us. We've got some new pieces. Yes, we don't want to completely forget about it because it did happen.
Does the Breakers have enough in these next 5 minutes?
Overtime on opening weekend. 5 more minutes to separate the Breakers and Melbourne United. Down white. Little drop off for Derek Pardon. Great move inside.
Man,
the pickle juices worked.
The pickle juices worked. Real good post moves. Good footwork. Darryl White continues to needle a thread. Get the ball to the right guy at the right time. He's still on triple-double watch.
Oh, he is in his stuff.
9 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists.
A good bit of work going on there with the tapers. Pardon comes up short there.
Sort of channels the great Andrew Gaze back in the day with the mummy look. Pardon makes the second.
He's playing too good to give away burgers. 23 points now. Himself a night.
Rajon Tucker has 12 points, 4 of 15 from the field. Still plenty of time to make his mark in this first game. That floater goes.
Well, he had to make a play because Barrett Brown Jr. was like a glove. Did not let Chris Golding near the ball. That's one way to try and cool him down. Don't let him touch it. You see Barry Brown Jr. on Golding. Good screen from Humphries. Rajon Tucker nice and slow through the lane. I think that's where he's at. We know how exceptional he is out in the open floor and turning the corner, but he's strong enough to just take his time, get to his sweet spot, got the contact. 3-point play.
Melbourne put their nose in front. Brown Jr. hard to the basket. Humphries did well, didn't foul, and forced a tough look. Ratan Mays, it's what he's out there to do, to close out games. Golding, down low to Caroline. Shot clock at 4. Blocked by Pardon.
Oh man, great rim protection by Pardon.
Well done at first. It was a double block.
Access denied.
Liafa, feet set, stepped into that 3 with confidence. Misses out.
Got a nice look.
That's a great look. Again, Derek Pardon is hitting some phenomenal screens, allowing Barry Brown and Will McDowell-White to turn the corner in great space.
Melbourne still lead by 2. 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in overtime.
Shot clock going down. It's been very stagnant.
Oh my goodness!
That looked awfully close to the shot clock. An offense there went absolutely nowhere. Ratan Mays knocks it down.
27 points. But White, Barry Brown Jr. scores a bucket, brings it back to 3.
And in virtually no time as well, too, Corey.
Good down drop.
Humphries misses the bunny.
That microphone from both coaches.
But he's right. You got to go up aggressive.
No
this is overtime, money time.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Brown to tie it up. That's out of play. Our first chance to catch it, our breath.
Some big plays are being made. I still think that was close to a shot clock violation. We'll have another look at it here. Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
that should not have counted.
Should not have counted. But they counted it.
All right, you ready? Okay, here we go.
Monty Mayor, his second game in charge, first officially as coach of the Breakers.
I'm surprised no New Zealand players argued about it. I don't even Modi Mayo, they kind of just accepted it. It was close.
It's close.
I think if you kick up a bit of a fuss, they might go look at it straight away or maybe even challengeable. They just kind of let it go.
Ratan Mays for 3 once more.
30 points. Is that 30 or 27?
That's 30. He's got himself a 30-piece nugget.
6 of 10 from the 3.
Brown Jr. and 1.
What is going on?
The Stars are out to play on opening weekend.
22 points. What you could do on one end, I can do as well. I'm going to go get a 3 the hard way. What a game. Xavier Raton Mays, 30 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds.
That man on screen, Corey, says a lazy 476,000 social media followers, Finesse man.
It's nice. It's a hefty following.
This overtime period has just been 3 minutes of buckets. It's high quality scoring.
The standard of the NBL.
This has
been a full display so far. An opening weekend.
Sorry to the Aaron Baines and Bryce Cotton fans, but this has double OT written all over it, the way this is going.
That's where we're headed next. Perth and Brisbane at RAC Arena. It'll be a delayed tip because of overtime here.
Oh, he likes this matchup.
Up it goes. Short that time, though.
Darryl White, rebound number 13. He's up to 7 assists.
New career high rebound numbers for Will McDowell White. What a stat line. Bogdanovic, extra pass for Glidden.
Oh, that's normally a layup for Cam Glidden. They get a chance. Bogdanovic wastes no time. Oh my goodness!
Have that!
Tied ball game!
Oh my. Oh, that was audacious.
He gave up the first one. He wasn't giving up the second.
His first field goal of the night.
Raton Mays hard of the basket.
And he flexes on him. Big time players doing big things. 32 points on 11 of 20, 55% from the field. United up 2.
Owning this fourth quarter in overtime. And then strip Brown Jr. of the ball.
I'm going to get it back. Really good hands from Raton Mays, but
new career high by XRM. 32 points. For the point guard, good hands.
Larry Brown Jr. is just getting to the lane at will. There was no screen there. They slipped out of both of them. He just turned in the corner.
Dude, tough cover.
No doubt. Got 23 points of his own.
I mean, the guard play this season has gone up to another level.
Well, I mean, it's only been, what, 3 games, and you're already thinking, good luck fitting all these guards in the all-NBL teams come season's end.
Well, Derek Walton Jr. is going to be there. First team.
I'll be on a different watch altogether. Their MVP numbers.
I don't know who the other guard going to be. Kind of got an idea.
We seeing him next?
We seeing him next.
McDowell White lost the handle. Raton Mays everywhere late in the game.
They don't need the foul. Shot clock differential, just trust your defense. Try and come up with a stop.
He likes this matchup. Good kick.
Oh, my.
Tucker drew a foul.
And that is not only a good offensive heads-up play.
Come here! Come here!
It's a bad foul.
John Tucker 3 of 4 from the line. He's the one who left the door ajar to get to overtime, but look at the defense from Raton Mays. Firstly, he was the one causing the pressure. Chris Golding blew up what was supposed to be that Spanish action, and then John Tucker. And if you're Barry Brown, there's no need to be jumping at that. You just stay down, heavily contested. If he knocks it fading away in the short corner, so be it.
Shaw Tucker 50. Tucker, pardon me. Ray John Tucker, 15 points. Make that 16. That's the correct call.
Come on, X. Let's go, X. Get up.
Oh, my.
Misses the second.
Oh.
They turn it over.
Now they have to foul. That's not the man you want to foul. Neither is that.
Are you kidding me?
Is he Kareem?
Man, when you got it going on, shots like that fall. It's just a careless pass.
We saw the similar thing on this floor last night when the Jack Jump was making the run and had a chance to send it to extra period and just turn it over. You got plenty of time. They need Rattan Mays to miss a couple, and he's barely missed anything tonight, although he is 4 of 6 from the free throw line.
The wrong man has been fouled. He ain't missing these. Hit one, make it a 2-possession game.
Finalist for the NBL Sixth Man of the Year last season with Illawarra.
Nothing but net.
Both teams have a timeout left. Look at the replay of the Sky Hook. The foul happened. He never put the ball down.
It's a 2-possession game.
On Melbourne United, he run away completely.
Late 3 ball doesn't go. Melbourne do it the hard way. Win on their home floor to start the NBL 23 season. 101-97 in overtime. That was a war.
Fantastic game. Started out slow. Then they picked it up on defense. It was a seesaw battle, but man, the Foot Locker play of the game. Xavier Rathan Mays, 32 points, 9 dimes, 5 rebounds.
$250 with thanks to Foot Locker going to Xavier Rattan Mays. He earned every single bit of that this afternoon.
I'll tell you what, exceptional performance. Chris Golding was great, but what a talented fight back from the Breakers. I mean, they started really well. Derek Pardon was awesome, 23 points to go along with 12 rebounds. Barry Brown Jr. was great. Will McDowell White filled it up, and this Breakers team is going to be fun to watch.
We're going to come back and wrap it up, and don't go too far on the other side of this. As soon as we break it all down, we head to Perth for the Wildcats and the Bullets as Melbourne winners this afternoon.
Another unbelievable contest at Melbourne Arena, John Cain Arena. I'll tell you what, last night, come back from the Jack Jumpers, but today, it was all about Xavier Rattan Mays. You talk about he was a 6th man last year. He's taken the lead role this year, and he had this arena alight.
He's nobody's 6th man anymore when you can score that many points. But the good thing is he passes the ball as well. He's a willing passer. He put this team on his back and got the win.
We'll quickly talk about McDowell White as well. He was unbelievable, lived up to the expectations from even New Zealand. They fought hard, but I'll tell you what, the man that we just mentioned here, Rattan Mayes, unbelievable.
Shot the ball well, passed the ball well. He's just a smart player. Got guys involved. I spoke to him at halftime, and he said, yeah, I'm going to go to the locker room, talk to Chris, and we're going to get him involved. We got Chris involved, but he was willing to shoot the ball himself, and that's why he played so well.
Well, speaking of Chris Golding, he was almost shotless in the first quarter, was struggling, managed to get himself back into the game. Unbelievable stuff.
If they can continue to play like this, get better on the rebounding, they'll be okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, Melbourne United, you still do have some concerns. Amazing win, but you have a couple of concerns for them on the inside.
My concerns are they got to rebound better. They need bigger size. They got to get some size in there. They rebound well. They're not.
Well, you speak of size. I'll tell you what, Perth, Brisbane coming up. Aaron Baines, Bryce Cotton, two superstars. Hang around.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Yeah, that's all I have to look